Hey everyone, today we're going to finish our book. We're going to read chapters 5 and 6. Remember, this is not something you can access online, something you have to watch here on the video with me, so you'll have to bear with me. Let's open our book up, and then I'll turn off my screen so we can read. Now remember, this week we started reading the book, Moving to a New Home. In our story, Adrian moves from one town to another town clear across the country. So we learn about how he said goodbye in chapter 1, how he said goodbye to the town he lived in. Chapter 2, we learned about his trip to his new home. In chapter 3, we learned about his new town and how he got to see the sights in his new town. Chapter 4, we read about making a new home. So what he did to get his new home ready. And now in chapter 5, we're going to read about a neighborhood friend. In chapter 6, we're going to read about the first neighborhood cookout. So while we read chapter 5, we're going to think about one thing that you could do with a friend in your neighborhood. It doesn't have to be something that Adrian does with his friend, but what's something that you could do with a friend in your neighborhood or a roommate? And it doesn't have to be after you move. It can be a neighbor now. Then chapter 6 is called The First Neighborhood Cookout. And we're going to find out that Adrian and his family get to meet more people at that cookout. So during that, I want you to think about things you can talk about with friends or conversation starters for when you meet new people. So let's go ahead and we'll jump to chapter 5. A neighborhood friend. We have moved everything into our new home. I hear a knock on the front door. We open the door and see another family at the door. They say, "Hello, we are your neighbors." I say hello to their son. We are the same age. I show him my new room. He says, "I like your room a lot." He asks, "Do you want to come over and see my room?" My dad says, "Go ahead." So something you can do right away with a new friend after you've met them and you know they're safe is show them your place and see their place. We run over to his house. His room is on the second floor too. He also likes video games. We can see the window to my room from his window. We're going to be great friends. So another thing you could do with your friend, just like Adrian, is talk about things you have in common. Hobbies like video games or having a bedroom on the second floor. My new friend wants to show me around town. I ask my dad and he says, "Be back before it's dark." We ride our bikes into town. So now Adrian's new friend is helping him check out the sights around town. And that's something you could do with a friend too, is go out and explore. Ride your bike, go for a walk, take the bus, call a lift, whatever you need to do to get around. We take a bike trail through a park. The trail leads to a school. My friend tells me this is our school. He says, "We can meet at the picnic table before and after school." So it's nice that Adrian has a new friend. That friend's showing him around town and helping him find places he'll need to go, like school. Where might you need to go after you move, or if you move? The grocery store, church, work, out to eat. So it's nice to know your way around, and it's great to have somebody to show you around. We take another bike trail through the park. The trail leads to a very large tree in the park. It has a tree house. He says, "Some of my friends from school hang out here on weekends." So now they're finding a cool place to hang out. We ride into town and stop at a restaurant. Nope, Adrian wants to find somewhere to eat too. He says, this restaurant has the best burgers and milkshakes. It also has a miniature golf course and batting cages in back. So Adrian found a cool place to go eat and somewhere awesome to hang out and have fun playing mini golf. And the batting cages too, of course. We ride our bikes through town. He shows me the library. Can you find the library on the map? Some books. The public pool. Down the road, there's the pool. The movie theater. Oh, we gotta go way over here by the video, the camera. The movie theater and the video game store. That looks like an Xbox or a PlayStation controller. I can't tell, it's too small. There are many things to do in town. So Adrian's friend is showing him around to some other places he might go. How many of you like going to the pool? Or the library? Who likes going to the movies? Remember going to Peanut Butter Falcon together? That was probably going to be one of my favorite memories from this school year. All right, it's getting dark. We take a bike trail back home. When we get home, I invite my new friend over for pizza. We eat pizza with my family and talk about the places we visited. So there we go. There's one other thing you can do with a new friend in your neighborhood. Have them over for pizza. I say goodnight to my friend. I'm very happy that I met a new friend. He helped me explore and learn about our new town. We will have a fun summer. All right, so we learned about a couple different things Adrian can do with his friend and things that you could do with your friend. Talk about things that you both like or things you have in common. You might be the same age or have the same favorite color. You might both like video games. Things you could do together besides talking about what you have in common. Show each other your place, your home, your room. Explore your town together. Go out and bike or walk the trails. Take the bus. Have a staff or a family member take you and show you around. What are some places you'd like to go? Maybe your new friend or neighbor can show you the park or where you're going to go to school, where you're going to work. Somewhere cool to hang out. I don't think we have any tree houses around town, but we have some neat coffee shops, the library. But show you around and help you explore your new neighborhood. You'll be a lot happier in your new home if you have a friend to do all of these things with. And what can we do if all else fails? Invite them over for pizza. All right, now we're going to read chapter 6 and wrap up this book. We're zooming through so we have time to get through the whole book. This chapter, again, is about the first neighborhood cookout. So this is when the family meets some more neighbors. During this chapter, I want you to think about different things you can talk about with your friends. We've already heard a couple. Things you have in common, your age, your hobbies. So let's see what happens during the first neighborhood cookout. There's Adrian, his dad, his mom, and his sister. They're having a cookout in their new town. The summer is almost over. I've had a great summer with my new friend. He tells me that the neighborhood has an annual end of the summer cookout. His family invites us to the cookout. My family goes to the cookout and we meet many new people from town. My friend introduces me to his school friends. We all play baseball together at the cookout. So this doesn't say what they talked about, but can you make a guess if they talked about something they have in common? What something do you think that Adrian has in common with his neighbor friend and his other new friend? They all like to play baseball. So my guess is they probably talked about what their hobbies are or their favorite sport or thing to do. Next, here's Adrian's dad. My father meets a new friend. His new friend, this feller here, is the owner of the local hardware store. My dad talks to him about the house projects he worked on during the summer. So Adrian's dad and his new friend have tools and fixing things in common. Remember, we talked about budgeting for a trip to the hardware store to fix up some of the things they needed to fix in their new place? Well, Adrian's dad gets to chat with a guy who works at who owns the hardware store. And they talk about the different repairs he did. So dad's hobby, or what he's been busy with, is something that he has in common with the hardware store owner. Next, we've got Adrian's mom and her new friend. What do you think they talk about? Delicious things, it looks like. Her new friend works at the local bakery. Oh, that explains it. She talks to my mom about the desserts she makes at the bakery. So they're talking about work or maybe common interest. I would talk to somebody about their job at a bakery because I enjoy cake and cookies and pie and cupcakes, all of those things. All right. Next, Adrian's sister makes a friend. My sister meets a new friend. Her new friend lives on the other side of town. My sister talks to her about the clothes and jewelry shop she found at the local dress shop. The clothes and jewelry she found at the local dress shop. So Adrian's sister is talking to her new friend about shopping. Whose favorite hobby is shopping? I know a bunch of you who have that favorite hobby. She's talking about clothes and jewelry. So again, things they have in common. My family met new friends at the cookout. We marked our calendars for next year's cookout. My family had a very busy summer. We said goodbye to our old town and traveled to a new town. We moved into a new house and met many new friends. We are very happy in our new home. The end. So Adrian and his family had a successful move. They had to do a lot of planning and a lot of work to get there. And even when they were there, the work wasn't done. They had to unpack, they had to repair their home. They had to find their way around and meet new people. So this chapter, Adrian and his family met some more new people and found things to talk to them about. So conversation starters they used were things they have in common. They might have asked, where do you work? What do you like to do for fun? Where's your favorite place to eat? What's your favorite sport? In this chapter, we heard about neighbors who owned the hardware store, and him and Adrian's dad talked about different projects they'd worked on. His mom talked to a friend about her job at a bakery. His sister talked to a friend about shopping, a hobby she loves, and jewelry and clothing she found. And Adrian found some friends to play baseball with. So they all found friends, and I imagine they started conversations with them by asking them questions about themselves and finding out what they have in common with each other. And that's something that we practice on our Zooms, so we can all get to be friends too, because we all get to know each other a lot better that way. So think of those different skills you can practice, things to talk about with new friends, and things you can do with friends in your neighborhood, or things you can do with friends on Zoom, because we're going to do some fun things on Zoom in June. I hope you have a great Memorial Day weekend, and I'll talk to you on Tuesday. Bye.